Okay, it's about 2 days and a few hours later since we've had this in the fridge with the weight on it. I've just taken the weight off it, and here you can see there's some juices here. That's maybe some water squashed out from the fish, and beet juice and other things. So I'm just going to pour that out. I've already determined that it's ready, and basically if you do this a few times you can just tell by touching the fish, because when it's gone hard, then it's basically cured. So here we go. We're going to remove all of the wrapping. We're going to, just with our clean hands, scrape all the lemons and dill and lovely stuff that we cured the fish with. Take it off. And then we're going to go ahead with cold water. Make sure it's cold. I'm just going to go ahead and rinse this piece of fish off. Okay, and that is all we need to do here. And we're going to put it on this. I've got a rack on top of a cookie sheet here, and we are going to be putting this into the fridge to let it dry out a little bit more. That's going to take probably a day for this fish to dry up nicely. And just now I'm going to get a paper towel. And I'm just going to pat the excess water off this. Okay, so you could go ahead and slice it up right now. That would be fine taste-wise. But if you dry it, it actually makes the slicing easier. And I find it presents a little nicer when you've dried given the fish one more day to dry in the fridge. So you don't cover it up, you just leave it like this, and I'm going to take this whole tray contraption and put it in the fridge for a day. Hi, it's actually 2 days later. We are ready to slice our salmon. I let it dry for a day and then I didn't have time, so we wrapped it up and left it in the fridge. And today we're going to slice it up. So you need a knife that's a nice long blade. A little bit of flexibility is good. I've got a Schinkenmesser. So I'm not sure if you can see that. That is a hand knife. So I found this in the thrift store. I couldn't resist. It is a great knife for slicing our fish. So we'll start right here, and we'll go ahead and just slice off the last piece. Sometimes I have to just use this piece for something else, because the first piece at the end is sort of like an offcut. So just for now, put that off to the side. Okay, so you want to get a nice thin slice, so just go slowly, and as you see then, as I said before at the beginning, the bones will pop up and you can just pull them out and as you're slicing. So that's a nice thin slice here. It's almost see-through there on one part. This is when the curing part of it. This piece of fish is very nicely cured because it is nice and solid when I slice into it. So basically just keep on going here till you reach the end. Nice long pieces, a good sharp knife, and that's the key. You want to slice it as close to the skin as you can. So there we go. We're going to pause it, and I'm going to finish slicing it to the end, and then I'm going to come back with some plating suggestions for your cured, in this case steelhead trout, or Gravlax if you're making it with salmon. Okay. Okay, so we finished slicing all of the fish, and this is my presentation that I like to do. It's a little appetizer portion, some classic accompaniments. We've got some capers there. I like to use shallots, and if you don't know what that looks like, a shallot looks like that. It's like a funny shaped onion. But I find them to be milder in flavor for eating raw. A nice wedge of lemon. I don't like slices of lemons because I want to be able to properly grab that lemon and squeeze it all over. And here I've got some homemade vegan mayo to accompany the cured fish. So I'm not sure if this is going to show on camera, but the way I've cured it with the beetroot, you see the lovely reddish, pinkish, deep pink hue. And this batch has turned out really nicely because you can see sort of like a glossy, waxy sort of look to the fish that tells you that it's sliced up really easily. And it's got a nice firm texture in your mouth when you eat it. So that's a presentation suggestion for a little appetizer portion. You would serve this with toast. If I had any fresh dill, I'd probably put a little sprig in it. There's lots of stuff you can do. I fuss around a little bit. But there is one thing that I haven't seen anybody do, which I do. After you finish slicing the fish, then you're left with the skin. A lot of people throw the skin out. Here's what I do. I pan fried the skin of the fish. First I cut it up into pieces, and then I fried it in a teeny tiny bit of oil in a non-stick pan until it's nice and crispy. So I call this pesca bacon, so it is absolutely delicious. So you want to fry it so that it is, charred, and it's nice and crispy. And that you can just, actually my son just came over and stole a piece. He just crunched the whole piece up in his mouth in 2 seconds. So you can chop that up and put it on top of salads. You can make a PLT, so pesca bacon with lettuce and tomato sandwich. You can just snack on this. More healthy than bacon, and of course, because it was cured, it's got a really lovely salty taste. So that's what it looks like on the other side. So therefore, you're using all of the fish and not wasting anything. In fact, you could probably chop up a piece of this and sprinkle a little bit on as a garnish as well. So that's it. That's how you cure a fish, that's how you rinse it off, that's how you dry it, and that's how you cut it, that's how you present it. Thank you.